are live.
Now we're live.
Now we're
and
live. Live and live.
Because we have to record it 2 times. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys, welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things.
Welcome.
The podcast where we are on some manifest your life.
Yes, manifest it.
Shift your mind.
Shift it.
And raise the consciousness type of shit.
I
I am Mia.
And I am Christie, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour or so. We'll see. It depends on how we feel today. Okay, so before we get started, I wanted to send a shout out to the listeners who posted and shared their favorite podcast with us. That was on Spotify, right?
Yes, look at me, I got chills.
That was on Spotify. Look, Mia was handling that piece because this week almost sent me to rehab. But anyway, no offense to anyone who might be on rehab. I apologize. But I wanted to send a personal shout out to the listener, and I don't remember specifically how many hours, but I think she listened to every single podcast we recorded.
No, she said she missed 2.
She missed 2.
Yes. But she yeah.
So we've recorded 42 for season 2, and then for season 1, I think we recorded 25, 26. That's a lot of listening.
That's a lot of listening.
So we appreciate you, Queen. Thank you for listening.
And I think it was over 6,000 hours.
It was.
That just made my whole,
It really was.
Y'all like us.
You really like us.
Okay, so what did we talk about last week?
Okay, so last week we talked about... She's like, you just talk so I can go ahead and eat. Okay, so last episode we talked about spiritually evolving, and that's spiritually evolving as it relates to family, as it relates to friends, relationships, and even going through spiritual lows and how that signifies in your life, what that low means. And I did not continue that one, but we even talked about relationships, like how have our relationships evolved in the last year. Mm-hmm. So that was nice to have that episode to reflect on. That was a really good episode.
I'm sorry. Cheers.
Okay.
Don't have me out here looking bogus now. So you guys
contact, always eye
contact.
contact.
In the eyes.
Or you'll have 7 years bad sex. I don't have time for that.
I don't have 7 hours to give to bad sex. Minutes, seconds.
I don't have 7 minutes. Been there, done that.
Okay, so you guys.
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about the 2 most powerful words in the world. I am. So we've talked about this over a couple of different, episodes, but we haven't really gotten to it. Y'all know these are my favorite words.
This is her episode, so I'm just gonna be sitting back, and she's gonna run the show.
You guys, my name is an anagram of I am, so I really,
yes.
And y'all know I have my necklace that I never take off. I am. Okay. So, because when we proclaim I am, we're taking ownership over our lives. So anything that comes after I am, be very careful, because you're putting out into the universe who you are. You're proclaiming who you are. You know how I feel about people taking over and controlling their lives. And actually, Christy is the one who said we haven't done an episode on I am. So she said, "No, I've been feeling lately." So I want to know, before we get into it, what made you bring this up?
Well, I don't know about you all, but lately, and if my boyfriend is still on, he can attest to it, but lately, I say for the past week or 2, I've just been feeling off. Like, I've just been feeling, I can't explain it. I was feeling as if I was, like I've been stagnant, or stuck, but not stuck, like
a spiritual lull.
Not even a spiritual law. Like, the way that I keep seeing it is, a person who is stuck. Like, I envision a person being stuck in quicksand. I'm not stuck. I'm not moving, but instead the vision that I'm getting is a bird that's, like, hovering through the wind. Like, have you ever seen a bird that's staying in place and the wind is blowing and they're kind of just... So it's like, I feel like I'm in that space. So I've been doing, like, a lot of affirmations.
Yeah.
And so the I am, it's just been coming on for me very strong. And then I was looking at our episodes. I was like, I don't think we've ever talked about I am. Mm-hmm. And this is Mia's jam. This is Mia's party right here.
Chills. Every time, I still get chills about this. Yeah. So, okay. So let's get into it a little bit. So, if you guys haven't heard, when Moses was on the mountain, and he said, no, he was burning bush, right? We have to remember our Bible stories, and I know somebody on here would tell us what it is. Okay, and he asked, who should I say, by what authority, who should I say sent me? Yeah. And Source said, I am, because meaning I am everything. And as you guys, we talk about how energy is everything, right?
Everything.
And so when the proclamation of I am, it's like there's nothing that I'm not, right? And because we are direct descendants from Source, every last one of us, we are I am as well. But we also have this power to create this world. So for me, one of the things that's so powerful about it is because to me that just reminds us of our connection to Source. Yeah. It reminds us that we are divine as well. Sorry guys, there might be some traffic going on. We got hot in my building. The heat is on. Okay.
Don't be surprised if I strip down. Just let me know.
Oh my goodness. She's for real about that. So, to me, that's what it is. It's reminding us that I am. I am too. And you are too. And it's another way for me to recognize the divinity in other people. Because as I am, you are. I am as well. So when you think about I actually love, but when you think about connection to Source and our divinity with I am, and because there's a lot to talk about this, but when you think about connection to Source, what comes to mind for you?
Well, two things kind of come through for me. So when I think about connection to Source, that makes me realize that we have direct connection to Source because we are a part of Source. There is no need for us to go through a third party to access Source. Like I remember there was a pastor that told me, well, God said, and I was like, well, God talks to me too. Like, you're not the only one who hears from God. I hear from God too. Woo! And I think sometimes there's that tendency to have almost like, well, I have the authority to connect with spirit or to connect with God. It's like, no, we all do because we are parts of God. We are many gods. So that's what comes up on one thing. And then on the other end, connection to Source, it reminds me that we can create. We are many creators. We can create the life that we desire for ourselves. And it's time for us to reclaim our power. And I honestly, that's what I believe I am is. It's reclaiming our power back.
Yes. So one of the things that you hit on when you said, there's a pastor that told you, what God said or God told me. You're like, well, he talks to me, God talks to me too. Yep. So I want you guys to think about like how, again, this is just my crazy brain. To me, I think about how it is that our religious leaders came into being. So you have to remember, there's a time when people, illiteracy was a real thing. So when they had the Bible, not a lot of people could read it. Right. So the leader was the person who could read. So you sit down and you would read to the masses what this book said. And somehow, over time that's turned into they're the one with direct connection to Source. And we've forgotten that we have direct connection to Source as well. So we've talked about, we've done an episode on religion versus spirituality. And to me, that is the biggest thing. It's like, I am. You are I am. You are I am. And you are I am. And we have direct Source. We don't need to go through
We is.
We be it.
We is.
And then you got to remember, like you said, we create our life. Words have power. As you speaketh, you createth.
Yes, you do.
So that's something that, words have power. We talk about like...
I have flawless skin and I'm pimple free and this hormonal pimple will go away.
Yes, ma'am. Yo, what is with pimples past 40? I'm just too old for this. I have one too. But anyway, so as you speak, you create. So that's why when we talk about even the way we talk to ourselves, about ourselves, even in jest. Because you have to understand, the universe doesn't understand a joke.
Right.
They don't know. I mean, I have to catch myself when I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. But they're like, oh, you stupid? Okay, then you're stupid. You know what I mean? We have to be very cautious with what we say to ourselves about ourselves.
Yeah.
Do you ever catch yourself having to? Because when I do stuff like that, you guys, I'm like, cancel, clear, delete. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, she's good at saying that. Cancel, clear, delete.
Did not mean that, because I try to catch myself, but it's hard sometimes when you're having a moment. But I catch when I say I am, I'm like, oh, wait, I didn't mean that. Cancel, clear, delete. Just kidding.
Just joking.
Yep.
I do find myself, I do have to be mindful of the words that I speak, but it's more of like body image stuff, because that is something that I'm overcoming and dealing with. So I have to be mindful, like, oh, I'm fat, or that's a constant work in progress. But yes, I catch myself, I'm like, no, you are beautiful as you are. You are perfect.
I am beautiful.
Yes, I am beautiful.
Yes. A lot of people do mirror work, which I'm a big fan of.
Yes, you do it during us. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm a big fan of mirror work. Just getting in front of the mirror and speaking to yourself. And I would tell you, it wasn't comfortable at first.
No, yeah.
It felt damn near a little confrontational. You're like, okay, wait, I have to just think about that. Sitting in the mirror, looking at yourself was difficult for me to affirm myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
mine was being naked and accepting my body. So that's why I'm always just like, okay, whatever. Here, I'm naked.
I am naked. Yes.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good thing to get into, guys. So if you one way to feel your affirmations is to say them in the mirror with but feel them.
Yeah.
And sometimes, when you're raw and naked in front of the mirror, saying whatever the affirmation is, it does allow you to feel what you're saying and believe it, because there's a rawness and a truth to you at that point.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. I'm gonna sip my wine now.
Sipping break. Oh, wait. Don't need man to get to God. Yes.
Nope.
You
don't. Sure do not.
And some people may feel differently about that, but no, think about it. We are all, and I say this all the time, we are spiritual beings first, having a human existence. So if we are pieces of the Creator, then who is to tell us that we also aren't able to create?
Well, you gotta think about it. If everyone woke up, I feel like it's my job in the
there'd
world
be no
to
power.
awaken.
That's how you. And we talked about that too with religion. I had a conversation with about that the other night with my boyfriend. I feel like religion puts you in a box, and it puts you in a box for the means of controlling you. And
if I convince you,
don't step out that box.
That if I convince you that I'm the door to source, I'm the door to God. So that means I can tell you what God wants, what God doesn't want, and then I can shame you if you do something outside of that, and that just puts you further and further away.
Yeah, it does.
From your connection to source.
It does.
But now, the biggest trick in the world is when we convince somebody that they don't have power. That's the best manipulation in the world.
Which is what's happening now.
Yes, even when I look at if you look at the slave trade, the reason they were, it was more of a mental taking you away from who you are and every connection that you have, and now you're completely dependent on me, and I'm telling you who you are, and then after so much, that's what you start to
telling
believe.
You who you are.
And
Isn't that crazy?
Goodness, that is. I actually put this up one day. It's like, aren't you glad I am are the two most powerful words in the world, and not you are? Because that's my power back.
Right.
You don't tell me who I am. No one tells you who you are.
Can you imagine? But that's exactly what happens. It's like,
yes.
You are short.
Yes.
You are green. And, this is who you are. It's like, no, I'm not. But just us being humans and having this human nature, we have a tendency, because we've been brainwashed to believe this, but that's another thing. We believe it. And we're like, okay, that's what you say I am, so that's what I am. And I'm telling you,
and who told you can't?
Because I've lived, I've lived a good portion of my life, with the expectation of what I thought other people expected of me. And I say who I am. I determine that. No one else does. You can't take that power away from me.
I say who I am. Seriously. I get to say that. You don't get to tell me that. And think about it, if everybody recognized and remembered that in themselves.
Yeah. Imagine.
What type of
So when we meet with our clients,
beautiful.
She's the awakener. I don't remember what I said.
Oh, dang, you know I wrote it down.
I'm the rememberer. But no, like when we meet with our clients, we remind our clients who they are.
And you know what? And we've talked about, and Chris and I talk about this, and I think as healers, this is something that's important. And again, this is no judgment to anybody in the way that they do, because I think anyone that has the intention to heal out here, intention means so much. But I think it's so important, and I know Chrissy feels the same way. It's not about my magic. It's about awakening the magic in you, your magic. You know what I mean? Like that's...
And so then you help awaken someone else's, and then they help awaken someone else's. And
it just keeps going and going and going. So it's not... I say this, like, I don't want someone to believe in me more than they believe in themselves. Yeah. So somebody might come like that, but you're not gonna leave like that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no. I'm just channeling for you, so you know that you can do this too for yourself.
And you know what? I saw a post about that. She was saying, like, for healers, that a lot of people will come to healers and say, "Okay, well, fix me.
Yes,
I need you to do this for me."
Was it Rafaela?
No, this was the Oracle. Somebody. I don't know what her name is.
I feel like,
but I think I told you about.
Yeah,
I told you about it. But you know, like, you tell me what it is. What do I need to do? You just tell me. Yeah, like, you fix it. You are a healer. You are a reader. Tell me what it is I need to do. But that's not how it works. Like, I know, and you do the same too. Is that we encourage the people that we see to step into their own power, because you have it. Like, we are, anything that you feel that is out of the ordinary that we may possess or we may have. I mean, everyone, I think, has different.
Oh my God, your tattoos look so good on your hand.
Thank you.
You guys, Christy went and got tattoos. Was that last night? Mm-hmm. She got hand tattoos. So wait, we like tattoos, you guys. Okay. So we've been talking about these tattoos, and I wanted to get these 2 tattoos on my fingers, one on each hand. But after I talked to Christy last night,
when I tell you,
I'm like, I believe you.
Now, so one of my children, I almost had her in my car, but I had her in the ambulance. We didn't even make it to the hospital. That's pain. Like, I can deal with that. I had a tattoo on my stomach, on my ankle, finished one on my back last night, and then she got to my fingers. It was actually my middle finger. And I told Mia, if I was a spy and you needed to get some information out of me, you would have it plus some.
Leave me alone.
Mia did it. Like, what else do you need to know? I'm tattling on everybody. I am snitching.
Oh, hi from Scotland. Hi, Wreck-It 44.
Hi.
Dope.
Actually, let us know where you guys are tuning in from.
That would be nice. Thank you. Oh, I love that. So yes, you guys know we get a little tangential.
Yes, we do.
So I'm looking at the ring because I can see it, and you know the Labradorite ring is giving me vibes.
Plumping.
It's plumping, and the ring, the tattoo looks really good.
Thank you.
But now I'm scared to get it because I know Chrissy can tolerate some pain, so she was like, no, ma'am, I'm not doing it.
I have a high threshold for pain. But baby, when she got to that tip of the finger,
Chrissy, make it stop.
I was like,
that's spicy. That's spicy.
No, it wasn't even spicy. That shit was hot.
How long did it take to do that?
Oh, this was not long at all. Less than 20 minutes, maybe.
Yes. Okay.
She went over it twice, and I was like, "You got to do it again." You got to do it again. So then I was like, "Okay, Gummy, kick in, hurry up."
I feel like I need to go back to New Orleans because I told you what I want to add to this.
It's always nice when you have the same people working on it.
But on this one,
yeah.
You know, I'm open to a new artist. Yeah. Okay. I'm open to a new artist doing another tattoo, but I kind of want him to finish this one. What's the name of that place? Frenchman? Electric Lady? What?
Electric Lady.
Electric Lady, New Orleans. Dope tat spot. Okay.
Shout out.
Now, back to the regularly scheduled program. Accepting and surrendering to who you are in your journey.
Yeah.
Where you are right now in your journey. So that means accepting the lessons, the bruises, the successes, the failures,
lessons and blessings,
the love. And you guys know, because I say this all the time. I say anything having to do with love, even if it did not end the way that you wanted it to, love is never a waste of time. It's not.
She reminded me of that.
It's never a waste of time. Because there's something. Oh,
yeah.
But
it's true.
It's like it's never a waste of time. But when you make it a proclamation of who you are, you accept all of that.
Yeah.
So. And I've done this before where for the longest time, the dark parts of me that I didn't want to believe happened or want to accept, I would just erase that like it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. So, but I understand that I am Mia, and all of that is a part of me.
I am Mia, which is...
Yes, I know.
Their mirror images.
Okay. But I when you accept the fullness of who you are, that means you accept all of that, and you wouldn't be who you are today if you weren't
right
for all of the things that happen. And so yes, there's stuff that we might want to erase, but when we really sit down and take some time, especially if we do some shadow work, it could be traumas that that we have from our childhood that were no fault of our own. And to me, and this is my opinion, I'm curious what you think about this, I feel like working through traumas from childhood or something, where you had no control at that time over your life, and adult either abused you or took advantage of you or did something. Working through that is, I believe, for me in my journey, was so much easier than working through the traumas that I did to myself. I said what I said.
I need to pop you. Yes. No, that's fact.
Because it's like that's when you're doing the ones that you are talking, when it's decisions that I made.
Yeah.
And you start holding yourself accountable. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh.
Well, and if you think about it,
that was
because it also goes back to, because, we talk about self-forgiveness, and we talked about how easy it is for us to forgive other people. Yes. But when it comes time to forgive ourselves, it's the most difficult. So when we're having to heal from childhood traumas, I have found, too, that it's easier to heal and to move through that and to accept and to forgive that person, then when it is you making a decision of taking, an ex back twice or whatever who was abusive, and you're like, damn.
Yeah. Because that's a different conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
I
on
did
you.
That. And it's hard to be a victim.
It is.
In that role. Mm-hmm. Forgiveness when you're the, I hate the word victim. When you're the victim is a little different. You're like, wait, but I did stay. But, I did say that. Oh, I did make that decision.
I did it.
We only have power over ourselves. Mm-hmm. So when we start to realize, we blame other people for what they do to us, right? Especially if someone's mean. You're like, you're so mean, I can't believe you did this to me. But we continue to talk to these people and be around them and share our energy and space with them. Mm-hmm. And then we it's almost like we're making ourselves upset because we have a choice and an option.
There's always a choice.
To who we share our space with. And we talked about this with you guys before. But when you say, I am Christy, or, I am Annie. Hey, Annie Lee. You are making a proclamation to accept who you are and everything that came with that. And the beautiful point in life, sometimes you get to the point where you're just like, I'm so glad this jacked up stuff happened to me.
I feel the same. I feel the same, and I was just telling someone that the other day, and I told her.
I wouldn't be who I was.
Exactly.
And I love who I am.
Exactly.
So how can I love who I am if I don't accept everything that I am?
Yep.
Let's just say what I said.
Even the difficult situations, like I went through an abusive marriage, and looking back at that, I appreciate it. I mean, back then, of course, when I was in the midst of it, I didn't understand it. Dude separated my shoulder, but now, as I look back at it, had I not gone through that, I wouldn't be who I am today. My second marriage, had I not gone through that and been divorced, I wouldn't be who I am today.
You know what? I wonder, have you ever considered, and this is just, now we're just gossiping, have you ever thought that if you hadn't been through those two relationships that you wouldn't have the capacity to love the way you do now? I feel like I've seen with my own eyeballs and experience, like, your heart open. in a different way, in the way that you love yourself, and the way
You
that you
do?
love, yes,
Yeah.
and the way that you love, your relation. Like, it's like, because you love yourself so much, I
Yeah.
feel like you're so much different in your relationship.
I feel that.
With
Yeah.
your guy now.
I feel that. And Brantley has helped me.
Of course, the doggy did something.
Yes, hopefully Jason didn't hear that because he thinks that Brantley is on his way to kick him out. But
I mean,
But I
I'm
do
just
feel
saying.
like animals teach us about unconditional love. I really do. Like,
Well,
that's,
because they have unconditional
Yeah.
love for us. I mean, unless you have a cat, their cat's love is conditional.
with food.
Matter of fact, where's River? Oh, I sent Christy this video this week, and it was the one about the cats and the dogs. This guy said,
You
dog,
feed
yeah,
me.
dogs are like, you feed me, you bathe me, you pet me, you must be God, and it's so adorable. And cats are like, you feed me, you pet me, you water me, I must be God. I'm like,
And that's true.
that sounds about right.
That is true. That is so true. It's so funny.
But River does, he's getting a little clingy, and I love it. What did Amy say? She said, right, what other... I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, right. What others says may not be true for you. Right. What others says may not be true for you. We don't have to accept it.
No.
Amen. We
You
are
don't
sovereign
have to accept
beings.
You do not have to accept this. Oh, by the way, if you guys have some questions, feel free to put them in there.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Questions for the queens. Go ahead.
we're
Post.
easy to, we can answer them right now. Okay.
Go ahead. But yeah, lessons and successes, I believe it. Accepting and surrendering where you are in your journey. And I think that's key. And you can't do that if you are so focused on the past or focused on the future. You literally have to reprogram your brain and like learn to stay in the present moment.
But it's a dope thing.
Yeah,
Because
it
what
is.
it reminds us is that everything is temporary.
Everything.
But if you're so focused on something that happened in the past and allowing that to be, to really hold you back from seeing the fullness of who you are, then you aren't... Why can't I talk and pour at the same time? I really need to think about that. Okay, I'm sorry. Then there's no acceptance of who you are right now, and you're not moving past it. So if I'm right here, and it's like I'm in the moment, I'm present, whether or not that moment is jacked up or whether it's beautiful, be here because it's going to pass too.
Yeah.
And this too shall pass.
And even feeling all the feels, like there have been
Ooh.
times, like this week has been very stressful. It was stressful for me. But during the time where I was starting to just like feel myself stressing, I allowed myself to feel it. And then I had a conversation with myself. Christy, why?
And
Why?
what is this about?
Let it go. And then I was like, okay, I released it. And I think that's another thing too, as far as like going back to like the spiritually evolving piece. I can feel and I can recognize when something is surfacing that is not, like, I haven't been doing that. So let that go. Deal with the moment. You'll be fine. It will pass.
You'll be fine.
Right. I think that's important.
And we talk about acceptance of ourselves,
All of it.
duality. So this is not necessarily like, accepting the things that happened to me in the past. The way that I look at duality is accepting who you are today. And you could be I think I'm a very, very, very nice person, but I also know there's another side of me, and I'm not afraid of that. And so I think sometimes in our journey, as we're learning to love ourselves, we sometimes try to pick and choose sides. So it's like, you have the angel on one side and the devil on the other side of your shoulder.
And them petty panties. Man.
But if you think about it, being able to jump into another side of yourself may save your life.
I can see that. Yeah.
It will help you, defend, fight for yourself. But if you're just like, if you don't allow yourself to be that person, and accept who you are, and say, yes, I have the ability to do this. I also have a choice to be whoever it is that I want to be. But understand, this is I love this is who I am. All this too. So accepting that duality, the light and the dark of you. Because when you think about the whole, like the yin yang symbol, I love it.
Yep.
You have the white side with the black dot, because that's, even the clean, pretty, perfect.
Yeah.
There's a little something there too.
And you can't have one without the other.
And how do you even know how do you know happiness if you haven't felt sadness?
Exactly.
That's in this time and space that we live in, polarity exists.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have time, and so if that's how we experience things.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what the light is if you don't, if we said this before, if it's light all the time,
you don't
know that it's light until you've experienced darkness. Then you're like, oh, that's light.
And until you experience darkness, you can't appreciate the light.
Yes, because you don't even know what it is.
Right.
It just is.
It's facts.
But having darkness, dark and light. I get that. And and that doesn't even necessarily have to be a characteristic of your spirit. I'm just like literally darkness and light. If you go into a dark room,
darkness,
a pure dark room, you will be able to find the light. It can be coming up through the floor panel or the lip. You'll be able to find light because you've been in darkness.
Yeah.
But if you go in a light room and I say find the light, you're like,
where?
What you talking about?
Houseway.
So we need the polarity for us.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, would you say duality is more of a human thing instead of a spiritual? Because because spiritually, I feel like there really isn't duality.
You know. Okay. Well, okay. Ooh. Okay. Let's get into that. I think as humans, we feel we have to label and assign something to it.
Yep.
I think spiritually, all is all. They don't have to say this or that. I don't think polarity exists. I'm so curious what y'all think about that, by the way.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
I don't necessarily think that there is. So just like...
Hi, Bruja Shorty.
Just like there's, the devil, like the scary character. If God created everything, that means he created that too. So everything that is on this earth, every person, I saw an alert came up today. There's a young 13-year-old boy who was making guns. Oh, thank you.
She said gorgeous queens. Thank you.
There's a 13-year-old boy who was making guns, right? And selling them. They call them ghost guns because they don't have serial numbers on them.
Okay, little entrepreneur. Okay, sorry.
Right? Wait. Please, just give me one. I promise you, Chrissy, I was like 13?
13.
Enterprising young man.
What was I doing at 13? Being
that.
Goofy?
Right, exactly. But what happened was he's been creating these guns. Somebody came over to the house, some 19-year-olds, and of course they robbed him. Like, whatever. There is something that happened. He ends up shooting his 14-year-old sister. She's dead. Right? Now this mom loses her daughter and her son just like that. Because her son, she's being charged with felony murder, all these things. But
probably being charged as an adult too, right?
Okay. Sidebar. How is this woman? Where's the?
How do you not know your child is in the back room building guns?
Thank you. You're online ordering
Junior, what are you
this
doing?
stuff. Where's he getting the credit card to buy all this stuff? He's using your credit card.
She probably know.
Thank you. Okay, we good. But anyway, my point is, he was from the divine too.
Bruja Shorty said, y'all have held me together lately, so thank you. Truth be told, you all have been held us together. Because this is the light in the middle of our week.
Oh, yes.
Like, we look forward to doing this. Well, I don't know about you. I want to speak for myself.
I do, because I could be in a really, mood, and then I'm like, oh, we're recording.
No, we really enjoy this.
It makes everything feel better.
And the fact that you all listen and like us.
I'm like, somebody's listening.
Right?
What?
You like us?
But this young man who kills his sister, he's from Source too.
Yeah.
The man that came to the house to rob him and stole the gun. They found one of them, by the way. They're from Source too. Does that mean that they're bad? That's what I'm saying. We ask, like, does this duality exist spiritually? I'm saying no.
Yeah.
Because it just is. We are all a manifestation of Source that wanted to see. Remember,
their potential.
Source is I am. So I am that little boy. I am the 19-year-old who came and robbed I'm that young lady who got kicked. I am. And so Source is experiencing itself in other ways. So we, in this world, we have to say that's good or bad. There's something about our humanness,
right,
our, being human, that makes us do something like that. But I don't think spiritually that exists. It's just,
I agree.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been one of the most difficult things for me when because when you start having questions, you have this happens all the time in church. You say, well, God is so good, then why do if God is everything, then why do bad things happen to good people? That is a very human thought. God doesn't see us like good or bad.
It just is.
Period.
Because we are expressions of Source.
And so what happens is, and this is why I think it's so important for everyone to awaken to the divinity in them. When we don't have our when we don't know that we're divine, or when we start accepting our own divinity, sometimes we'll just be like, well, I'm divine, but the rest of y'all not, because y'all are terrible.
And that happens in the spiritual community too.
Yes, but that's not true.
Yeah,
they're from Source too. Where do you?
Everybody.
Everybody's from Source.
Hi, Raz Ones.
Oh, that's Rashid. Hey, Sheed.
Hi, Sheed.
That was one of my high school boyfriends.
Hi, Rashid. Actually, was he the one that I had a conversation with on Two Queens?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was saying something, and I was like, well, Mia, she's the.
He's a spiritual brother too, but that accepting the duality of who you are, and understanding that spirit doesn't necessarily have a duality, but if you understand I am, you understand that everybody is I am.
Right.
And everybody serves a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So this young man, when things like this happen, this is where I am now. I started thinking, okay, now, was he here to remind us that we need to be mindful of our children? Was this young man here to remind us, like, everybody serves a purpose?
A purpose, yeah.
They can be,
And I will say that once you start realizing that not only are you divine and everyone else is divine, I think the way that you deal with people changes. At least it has for me. Mm-hmm. Because I don't just look at people as, he's just a shitbag or something. Like, right. Okay, person had a bad day, whatever, it's okay. Like I have a little bit more compassion, because I understand that, first of all, I look at everyone, I'm like, okay, we are one. There should be no division, there should be no hierarchy, but there is, because we live in this 3D world. But I realize, just like I'm a part of Source, you are a part of Source. I feel like I'm more able or more capable of loving them, because they essentially are part of me.
So, and we're going to keep it real. Like, you guys, look, we live in Chicago.
It's hard sometimes, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to keep it real. We live in Chicago. We have more homicides than we've had this year in the last 26 years or something like that.
I'm telling you, COVID.
It is, it's a little wild hundreds out here, for real. Now, so, sometimes when I see, like, an older person, some kid comes out, they say, hey, give me your car. And they say, okay, and they shoot them anyway. Does that mean that I don't get angry? And it's a piece of me, it's a whole nother side of me. And I'm like,
Mia has a side you don't want to get on.
I can have that feeling like they deserve to die. But I always catch myself. I'm like, real talk. Like, this is very real.
I do kind of feel like there should be life for life.
So, but Christy, but I'm saying, but I have this feeling, and I catch myself because, to me, what this what it comes down to, I feel like I used to feel like if I don't say that this person is bad, that means that I don't respect the life that was lost.
Right.
And that's not true.
No, that's not true.
Now, do I think, and I would say that's just, people taking other people's lives I think that's a very interesting way to look at I am.
Well, and so let's get it together. So I feel like people who have no regard for other people have no regard for themselves.
Thank you.
Like, they don't know who they are. I'm like, if you only knew who you were, you would not conduct yourself in the way that you do.
Exactly.
And I think that's another thing.
But I don't think that's an excuse. See,
it's not an excuse.
My issue is when they're like, oh, they're just a kid, or just, they don't know any better. That's not necessarily, that's not an excuse for your behavior. But But you have to but what you're saying is so true. Do you know how difficult it is to take a life when you know that everybody is connected and that we're all God?
And what I do affects you. What you do affects the next person.
Thank you. We are part of a spiritual collective.
Right.
So the shot, it can be 100 miles away. It affects all of us. So, but when you know who you are in God, as God, as source, as part of the Creator, there's something about that. I can't kill myself.
Right.
Because now I'm looking, you're me and I'm you. So that's basically me killing myself. But if I don't care about my life and I don't know who I am, I don't care.
It's like too bad.
But again, that's because we're programmed to forget who we are, y'all.
Did you all hear that?
Did
you hear that in the back?
We're programmed to forget who we are for specifically that reason.
Yeah. That is...
Real.
That is a really good reminder. Bruja Shorty said, I needed to hear that today. You have no idea. Don't forget who you are, queen. Okay, so let's talk about affirmations. Why do we need affirmations? Why are affirmations important? Why are they helpful?
As you speak, you create.
Yes. So can I, you mind if I share this example? Okay. So at the time, no, it's fine. I figured I'd give you a little breaky break. So during this time, I don't think affirmations were big. So I didn't know what I was doing. But my first marriage was abusive. He used to, as my boyfriend likes to say, he used to cuss me up one side of the wall and then cuss me back down the other side. He's called me every name out of the cursing book.
Everything but the name God gave you.
Right. He's called me everything. He has told me what I am. He's told me what I'm not. He told me what I'm never going to be. And so when we separated and divorced, I had to reprogram myself and tell myself, no, you are this. And so every day I would just, okay, so he would tell me that no one will ever want me again. I'm washed up. I have 2 kids. This is what I'm, I had to retell myself, no, I'm beautiful. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I realized that it was helping because I was basically breaking down those walls that he built up for me. And I was reclaiming my power. And so I honestly,
affirming yourself.
Yeah. So I believe the affirmations help to do that. They reaffirm yourself, but they also break down those walls that either society, family, whomever has conditioned us to put up around us, that make us basically just confined in that space.
I mean, Christy, seriously, and I wonder how many of our listeners are, especially when you love somebody, and you allow yourself to be vulnerable with someone that you love, and let me tell you, their opinion counts. If a stranger comes up to me and says, "You stupid," I'm gonna laugh okay.
So are you.
Right, so are you. But someone whose opinion means something to me, someone who, you know me, we know
your husband.
each other.
Right? Your husband is supposed to love you,
and you're afraid of your husband. So when people say something that you know about, that people that you know say something about you, it hits a little different. And I wonder how many of our listeners are still allowing and listening to people tell them things that aren't them because they trust them. And at the end of the day, we trust you first. Speak unto you.
Starts with you.
So, and I would tell you, it's been plenty of times where I've had to kind of pull myself apart and be like, Mia. I mean, I have whole, okay, Mia, you got this. You are smart. I'm smart. I am smart, right? Okay. I'm strong. I
is smart.
I'm special.
I is important.
I is kind. So, reaffirming yourself, like you said, does start to break down.
It does.
And it doesn't even necessarily have to be from a relationship. At work. At the gym, wherever you are, where someone is trying to tell you who you are, understand that you have the power to reclaim who you are. Just by the words that are coming out of your mouth. It's almost like one of those things, if I say this enough, I'm going to start believing it. And that's why, for me, for affirmations, it's such a beautiful and brilliant way to teach people to start taking control of their life and creating their life. So somebody can be in the thick of it and it's just like, okay, I know. Just write this every day. Every day that you wake up, put this on your mirror. So when you go and you look, and it's just like, I mean, like, we've had this conversation before, like, being grateful was one of my big things.
Yes.
I couldn't
Finding
get out of
one
bed.
thing.
I couldn't get out of, like, I could not,
Yeah.
I can't, like, okay, I'm going to find something. Okay, my toes wiggle. That means I can still walk. Like, no, I'm like, it would be times.
I get it, though, yeah.
Like, if I can swing my leg out this bed, that means I can still walk. And the other thing was affirming myself. Even though I didn't believe a word that was coming out of my mouth, something just told me just to keep saying it. And eventually, and I don't even know when it happened, eventually I started to live that. I started to believe that. It's like, okay.
So you know what I think? I look at affirmations as seeds that are being planted, and every time you recite them, every time you say them, you are watering that seed.
Yes.
You are watering that seed.
Yes.
And it's just
Sometimes
a matter.
it may take a while for that sprout to come up.
You just got to be consistent and stick with it. And, you know, when I work with my clients and I tell them about affirmations, I'm like, you want to feel it with your being. Don't just say, I am beautiful. I am special.
But it takes people a while to get there. Research. You know what? You know what helps? Singing them.
I am.
You know, get a little silly when you get a little silly sometimes, or you know, I'll make a beat in my head real quick and start singing something real quick. You know what I mean? So,
and I've seen people add movement to their affirmations too. To
like I said, the mirror
put in their body. I think that's really important.
That helps you because then you're bringing it as a part of. You're bringing it into your whole being, not just. So you may start here and you just keep going, and all of a sudden, it's almost like it's traveling down your spine. It's like you start here, then it's gonna go up here, and you're like, oh, am I? It's gonna travel down. Then you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Am I?
Wait. Yes. What? Who? What? That's me. Who?
You see? No, for real.
No, that's true.
Was that Cardi B that says, walk past the mirror and she says, damn, I'm fine. I'm like, bitch, because I walk past my, like, you got it. That's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Only Pottery said,
Annie.
Hi, Annie. She said, Mia, you are right. We are giving too much power to other people telling us what we are. I refuse. Clear, cancel, delete.
I do not consent.
Yes, do not consent.
I do not consent.
Do not consent.
I'm serious. I honestly, like, okay, you guys, when we talk about as you speak, you create, this is how, like, if I get sick or something, I should be like, I don't consent. I'm like, you are not
I don't
welcome.
consent to this pimple.
You are not.
I do not consent.
You are not welcome here. I did not call on you.
Right.
So you need to leave because I do not consent. So, you know, you could think you having a jam party and everything. Hey,
bye.
do what you do. Get out.
Right. Bye.
I'm serious.
Can we get some hearts in the room? So if what we were talking about resonates with you, send us some hearts, please. Please.
We like love too.
Yeah, send us some love, send us some hearts if you're listening and it's resonating with you.
They are, you know, that's a delay right there.
Yeah. I'm like, I guess there are gonna be no hearts then.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yes. I know you're about to say. Go ahead.
Let's see.
Thank you.
One little heart. I'm joking. There we go. We got love bombs. Woo.
So whoever is listening to this when we post our podcast, I want you to remember that we recorded this live. So there are conversations that you guys are hearing. That we're talking to the
people on IG. Yeah. Right, so we're talking. We're talking to folks on IG. So we're doing this is a twofer one.
Yes.
Okay. So the big main character. I am is a big main character energy.
Yes.
And so we talked about this. Was it in season 2? I think it was season 2.
Yeah, it was season 2.
But this was the main character concept was new to me. But if you imagine yourself as the main character of your movie, you are going to you're going to be different. You are going to...
This is my movie.
Right. I say what I like.
I wrote this.
Right.
I'm directing it. I'm the EP. I'm the lighting person. I'm the camera person. I'm the extra. All of that. This is main.
I'm it all. This movie is about me.
But I am is very much so big. You know, it's main character energy.
Yeah.
It's like that's taking over your life. It's writing your own story. It's I am. You know, when writing the story of your life, make sure nobody else is holding the pen.
Yeah. And you conduct yourself differently when you start envisioning yourself as the main character of the movie.
Yes.
Like, I mean, there are times where I'm like, I could really listen. I can hear some theme music right now as I'm walking down the street. Mm-hmm. You just move differently. And that's the thing that I like about the main character, because once you put yourself in that position as the main character in your own movie, you look at things differently, you flow differently, you think differently, you react differently, and then you also realize that you have control.
Yes.
Because you are a sovereign being. That's that goes into the next thing. But
yes.
But the main character energy, I love it. Like I want to ask you guys to try that. Try that for this week.
Seriously. It's actually a little fun.
It is fun.
What would be your theme song?
Yeah, what would be your theme song?
Yes.
You know, we should post that.
Oh, I love that.
So we should, like, a carousel. Like, okay, main character, what would be your theme song?
Ooh, I gotta think about what. Okay, wait. Can I have different themes?
Why not?
Because I might have a theme song.
Look, you're the main character. You can have however many theme songs you want. You don't have to have one. Who says you have to have one?
Facts.
Don't put the limits on yourself.
But I do. Like, let's think like your opening scene.
Yep.
Theme song. If I'm the main character of this movie, and I say, okay, here's my movie, and at the end of the day, you guys, really, it's like at all times, you're showing your movie and sharing your movie with the world.
Yep.
As you're creating it, but it's still your movie.
Well, we are at 52 minutes. Have we really talked that long?
Oh, girl, you know you can talk. Yes, you can. Blame that on you. Okay, what's next?
Spiritual sovereignty, which is something that we talked about all the time, and I still cannot spell this word without looking at it.
Yes.
It's one of those words where,
it is a little bit, I just wait for Google to tell me if it's wrong.
Sovereign. So anyway, spiritual sovereignty. So again, like main character energy, you have full control. You don't have to consent. You don't have to consent. Anything that, and I look, when you talk to your clients, you tell them it's like if something doesn't resonate with you, you don't have to.
That's
If you aren't feeling this, you have complete. Because I think a lot, and that's another thing too. When people come to us, I don't want them to feel like whatever I say is like Bible or good. I mean, for the most part, it will resonate in their soul, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I feel it." Theme song is Pressure. Oh, okay. Pressure.
Is that Jill?
Yeah, that's Jill. Yeah, that's Jill. She says sorry. No, why are you saying sorry?
I love that.
No, that's a good theme song.
Yes, it is.
Who sings that? Is that Ari Lennox? Who is that?
Girl, you know I don't know names. Let's Google.
You were gonna Google. Yeah. Anyone else want to share? Anyone else want to share their theme song?
It is. You were right. Wow.
What?
Well, I'm a big fan.
I know.
More wine.
Thank
Clearly,
you.
You look at you celebrating. You need more wine.
Ari Lennox.
Is that how that works? More.
Okay, yeah, she said that's her. Okay, cool. So I have to think about what my theme song would be. Once I hear it, I would know.
Wait, I'm laughing at myself because I'm going through songs in my head, and literally one of the songs that just came to my head is "She's a Brick, dun, 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 House." Ooh, Power to She.
Power to She. That's your song. That's your song.
Ooh,
That's your song.
Power to She. They know she's a queen. Wait, can we talk about the word queen though? Because, there's always these. I love these memes on IG where they're like, you get those texts from those DMs or texts like Grand Rising. Let me tell you.
The Hotep.
Let me tell y'all what queen means to me. Why I say queen and why we say queens is because to me a queen is a sovereign being. Nobody rules a queen. She rules herself. So that is an acknowledgement of you. It's not like, because I consider myself a queen. I consider you a queen. And I refer to our queens and kings. It's just, I don't want to rule over anybody else. That's just another way. You know what? I look at it, it's another way to say namaste. The divinity in me sees the divinity in you. I'm acknowledging, even if you don't know it and see it, I see it. So
the reason why, and I second that too. But the reason why, especially when people post on our page, I like to refer to them as queen because a lot of times women don't hear that.
No, and it's your highest self. Like when I'm, we look at what royalty means. It's like that's the highest. So I'm
y'all
just
fix that crown.
The highest self. That's all.
Fix that crown.
Oh, that breeze right there.
I'm not feeling it.
You didn't feel that?
No, I'm about to strip.
Here, open that one right there.
No, it's okay. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good. So yeah, spiritual sovereignty. Again, you don't have to accept anything that does not resonate with you. You have full and complete power and authority to say, I do not consent.
I love it. Okay, so
what's the takeaway? The takeaway. Okay, so the takeaway for me is that it's time. It is time for us to step into our power. It is time for us to reclaim that I am presence, that I am energy back into our space. Like it's time for us to do that. It's time for us to remember.
I love that. What is the guy's name? Virgil? How do you say his last name? The designer.
Oh yeah, something. Virgil A.
Yes, Virgil A. I don't want to say this man's name incorrectly. Abloh. He recently passed away. So they've been showing different video clips from him doing different interviews. And one of the things that he said is, one of the things that when he talked about, they said, how did you get here? And one of the things he said was, I saw it. And he said,
his interview with Naomi Campbell.
Yes,
I posted that.
Yeah, I
thought that was good. I don't know, but that was good. I was like, the power of manifestation.
Right. But he took control of his life.
Yeah.
And he said, I put myself in a position. Like he saw it before anybody else could see it. And that's one thing, you guys. So that's the takeaway.
Controlling your own narrative.
It's like controlling your own narrative and knowing that even if you have a vision or dream for your life and nobody can see it, and they're like, okay, you sound crazy. That don't have nothing to do with you. That's
facts.
That's their life and their perception. You have complete control over your life.
Yep.
And so it's, just remember that as you speak, you create, and you create whatever your heart desires. If you want to. Everything is a choice. It's not on anybody else's time. And sometimes we get caught up in, because what will happen is, remember we went to go see King Richard. And everybody was telling Venus and Serena's dad that it doesn't work like that. You can't do it like that. You have to go to juniors. You have to do it this way. Like, if you want them, and he said, look, this is the way I'm doing. Now, mind you, as a parent watch, you're like, man, he was kind of rough on them. But you can't argue with results. He had a vision that nobody else could see, but he kept hitting the pavement to get what he believed to be true, even though nobody else could see this.
He controlled the narrative.
Exactly.
And that whole that saying, stay in your own lane.
Mm-hmm.
That makes complete sense to me now. Like now it makes more sense to me now being in the spiritual space, because I understand that we each have our own journey. So your journey is your journey, my journey is my journey. I can't be looking over at me as, her little path, and I'm like,
comparison is a fear-based output.
Yeah. And, you looking over at my little path, it's like, no, we each have our own journey, and our journeys are, they are for ourselves.
Amen.
Stay in your own lane. But, and you have to forgive me. I know it's not Pam, but I keep calling you Pam because I see the N and the M. Is it Pamela? No, it's not Pamela. I'm sorry, I forgot. And she follows my Sage House page too. But she says,
raising each other up.
when you refer to each other as a queen,
Yes,
when we
yes.
women refer to each other as a
Yes.
queen, she was saying it's raising each other up. And
Yes.
I receive that. That is true.
I mean, and that's another thing. I have no fear of raising other people up because that doesn't take.
Yeah, there's no competition.
Man,
The only competition is the version of myself that I know I'm supposed to be. Like, that's who I'm competing against.
Big purses.
That's who I'm competing against. And it's not even a competition. It's just a matter of walking this journey out.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately.
Absolutely. Okay, so
Temple work?
yes. Since we talked about I am, and tonight or tomorrow, depending on where you are, there is the eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
Are we new moon?
Patricia,
Yes, new
thank you,
moon.
Patricia. I am so sorry. Girl. Jill said, meow.
Right?
Meow.
I would like for you guys, because sometimes like we'll look and we'll find affirmations for ourselves. I want you guys to write your own affirmations this week. Sit down, take some time, and make them. This is just for you all. And I always remind people of this because sometimes we get nervous to write or say things that we feel like other people would be like, "What, you crazy?" This none of anybody else's business. Affirm yourself. I do not care what it is. If you're like, you know what, I am a trillionaire. You could be 65
Say it
years
from your
old
chest.
and say, I'm a medical doctor, and you don't have an undergrad yet. You could be whatever the hell you want to be. So I want you guys to affirm yourself. And when I say affirm yourself, I'm talking about these are more creation.
Mm-hmm.
So affirm and create your life. I am, what are you? And allow it to be what you want it to be. Dream big, go huge, and believe in yourself. And then, because we were talking about how when you say these affirmations, so try it, you guys. Like I said, I know it could be a little confrontational for some people, but I would love if you could get in front of the mirror.
We should do an affirmation challenge.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, look at you on fire. Wow.
Wow.
I'm going to challenge you guys to write your affirmations. Let's say 3 to 5. Depending on more than one.
Yeah, don't go past 5 though.
Yeah, and say them in the mirror. Dance to them. Rap them over your favorite beat. Sing them. Whatever. Feel these things. And I want you to look at yourselves while you guys are doing this. Get in front of that mirror. I mean, if you really want to be about it,
Better.
get naked while you're doing it and look at yourself and affirm yourself and create and feel it with every piece of your being. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's our crystal?
That's the assignment. Did you understand the assignment?
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of assignment, I need to. I'm gonna send her something on DM.
Okay.
Someone asked about some temple work for shadow work, and I forgot to answer. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I got distracted.
She's coming to answer you. All right, so this week's featured crystal is Cavansite. Element is wind, chakras. It's good for the third eye and crown. So Cavansite is a stone of the purest blue ray vibrations. It unites the energies of the 5th and 6th chakras, the throat chakra and third eye, helping to provide clear insight and articulate communication of what has been seen and understood. This stone is a stone of inner truth. Its energy helps one reach a place of great stillness and meditation, where the presence of the I am joins in direct communion with the individual soul. Hello. Cavansite is a beautiful and powerful wind element ally. Its pure blue ray embodies the energies of revelation, breakthrough, understanding, prophecy, and spiritual enlightenment. And it's also very helpful for those who are teachers and writers, assisting with clear, concise, succinct communication of your intended message. Oh, you got some?
Yes.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Right?
So an affirmation that actually goes with this crystal, which I really wanted to share. I am supported by the flow of spiritual wisdom constantly streaming into and through me from the higher worlds. I love that.
Yes.
And look at this girl got some Cavansite. Am I saying it right?
That's how I said it.
All right.
I think I have one piece that is still. I got it. It's
Yeah,
probably
you
in
can
my.
have,
It's probably in the box of my blue crystals.
This is you can have someone, the woman that I use, Janelle. She can make some jewelry around this.
Oh yeah.
She's the one that did my moldavite pieces.
I have that Herkimer diamond, that big one that I want.
Yeah.
I want to do something with that.
Yeah, talk to her about that.
Oh, I like how this one looks too.
Ooh, that one is
Thank you. I love that. So I have that. I've only used it. I haven't used it for meditation, but I did use it in the healing. But I actually used it for someone who had a really throat chakra.
Okay.
Because usually I'll use like a
my child. Because when you did this,
but I'm like the throat chakra blocking, and I've used sodalite. I've used what's the other one I love? Lapis. And I was like, you know what? It was a different type of.
I really like that.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
I really like
that.
that.
One of them if you want.
Ooh, thank you. I'm gonna take it. Can I for real?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
figure out which one you want.
Ooh, this is the one.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it in the bra. Gonna put it right in there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Of course. All right.
Do you have a message of the day? Or are you doing a carpool? I know.
Can you hand me those? I'm going to do a carpool today.
The transmissions
from your soul.
I got this new deck. I think you might like it.
Ooh. So the deck I'm going to use to pull cards. So Oracle, I'm doing what is it?
Do you want me to hold anything?
Yes, please. What? Secret Language of Light. I really like these cards. They're so pretty. Let us see, you guys. Sorry.
Hi, Chase, Bands, Mac, Mirror.
Oh, that's Carmen.
Hi, Carmen.
Hey, boo. Oh.
Say word.
Yeah, say word one. That's
And Sprinkle Dazzle.
I love her. Hey, boo.
Hey, y'all. I love. So if you are having some, if you are having some concerns, or if you are pausing with the whole mirror exercise, that means that you need to do it, honey.
Ooh. Big facts. Big facts.
Say word said, hey, lovely ladies.
Woo!
Sprinkle Dazzle Collective said, hey, loves. Oh.
So the card that I pulled.
Man, this is good.
I mean, literally,
this is a good
what
card.
We've been talking about.
This is a good card.
The card I pulled for you guys is You Are the Universe. I really love this deck. So, I mean, honestly, I'm going to look up what it says, but
let me show you all this too, because
yes,
the card is beauteous.
So we've been talking about the whole episode about I am, right? Isn't that gorgeous? Jill said it's the card shuffle for me. so I don't even have to read this. So it's like, you are you and you are the universe. Correct? So we talked about I am Christie, I am each one of you, I am the trees, I am the grass, I am good, I am evil, I am light, I am dark, I am all of that. You are the universe. And when we start getting back connected to understanding who we are, I'm telling you, the way the world moves, the energy is so different. When you're in a room full of people who know that they are the universe, watch out now. Oh, I need to go pick up Jade. Okay. So, anywho, you are the universe. You are I am, and we love you.
She said it.
Is this thing? I can't see. Okay, I think it's fine. So.
Yeah, you're good.
We love you guys.
Yes, thank you all for listening. Oh, someone just joined. Debbie.
Oh, hi, Debbie. We're about 333. We got to shut it down at 333. I can't help it. We love you guys. Bye. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
We love you guys. Bye-bye. See you next week.
Bye. Oh, wait. We got to pause.
That one, yes.
I don't know how to work your phone, though.
I don't know how to do it either.
Here we go. And video.
Oh, save it.
Share.
Yes.
Here, I'm going to give this to you.
You know I don't know how to do this? Let's pick the cover picture. Pick one,
You're like, we're gonna end on 333. Bye.
Oh, this is cute. Oh, I love this.
Yeah, that worked out.
So you can see the yeah, that worked out.
Nice.
Okay, I can't figure out the picture. We gotta do that. That's good because you know how I am. Gotta stay in my lane. I'm like, no.
Yeah, this is about to be your lane. You're about to be. You have your business.
I know, but
Let me stop saying little. That's just by habit, not because I'm undermining anything.
look, I didn't even hear it like that, to be quite honest with you, because I know you don't think like that. I'm like, I didn't even hear that.
But then as we're talking about being mindful of our words, I was like,
yes. I'm excited. Oh, wait, I got more stuff in.
oh, you did?
Yes.
Can you show me?
Of course.
Thank you for this
I'm
crystal.
girl, you're going to love that.
Girl, my boobs are so sore. Like,
Really? Oh, yeah, you are definitely,
ridiculously sore.
they're just, it's that time of the month.
But some months, the boobs are more sore, and then other months, they don't hurt at all. They are like on swole, like I'm pregnant.
See, look, this is how I do my crystals. I coordinate. So blue and green's going there. I have different boxes for different.
Yeah, that's what I did with my little, I need to reorganize them.
Yeah, but yours are like organized, like,
Not really. What are these little blue, is this aquamarine?
No, I think that's Angel Aura.
The blue
The
ones?
blue sticks, kind of.
Really?
Blue Angel Aura something. Oh, I was showing you this.
Your phone turned off.
Huh?
Your phone turned off.
Is it?
No, like
Oh.
it just.
Go open it. 5233. Jade. For everything is jade.
What's 5233?
Jade. Jade.
Oh. There we go.
Let's talk about these. Blue Aura quartz, I think. Let me make sure.
You know, they have like singing Lemurians.
Ooh.
Where they kind of they're one of the women that was in my angelic Reiki class, she gave it to me.
You're like, that's it. With the grid.
Oh yeah.
That part. Woo!
Wings Unleashed.
I know. I was like, oh, they wrote that on there. You're sweet.
Oh, these are rose quartz bracelets? What are these?
Yes.
Okay. Where'd you get these from?
I think one of the people on the bound.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you send me? Because I need some.
Okay, I'll find it. Yeah. Let me look on my email. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, and the 8mm ones are the best ones. 'Cause I
Yes.
got 4 by mistake because I don't know.
Well, you don't know until you get them. Yes. But aren't they cute?
Yes, they
I'm so
are.
excited.
How much are you selling for?
They're gonna go in the box.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sell them individually because I wouldn't know what to sell. But if I was, I'd probably sell them for 15, 12. Isn't that about right? 12.
Mm-hmm.
Can I help you? Really?
He's like, yeah, you can help me scratch up this chair.
It's almost like he knew that we just finished, so he's like, book.
Did you want to create a title?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm like, I mean, this is such a waste of so much plastic. Like, why do
Yeah, I try to I recycle this.
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, I would use this, but I mean, like, these little, you know what I mean? Ooh, these actually feel. Oh, my God. My nail color is rose quartz.
You have this pink and gold thing going on, like pretty.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I just looked up like nail. You're right.
It's a thing, and it actually goes together. I never thought about pink and gold.
I love pink and gold, especially with some gray. Ooh, child.
I would never put those colors together.
Jade, she's like, can I have everything? She said, can I have one? Now, see, I ordered this bag, right? I thought it was bigger.
Oh, blue moons.
Yeah. I thought it was, so, but it said a pound. This doesn't look like a pound to me.
Is it 16 ounces? Isn't 16 ounces a pound?
Yeah, but I can't.
Do you have a little scale?
No.
I have a scale at home.
I feel like a pound to you. Right?
Well,
Does it? I feel
yeah.
It does?
I mean, think about 5 pounds. Like, think about a 5 pound weight.
Okay.
And then think about 3 pounds.
Okay, I want to even better. Jay has 2 pound little weights. And she just uses for her work habits.
Girl, you don't have a swipe? You need swipe.
Oh, I always mess up swipe. And like you know how you have to like train it, like when you do the. You know what? That's probably why I don't like texting because I don't
This
have.
is for the birds.
That's probably why I don't like texting because I'm like.
When I
this is
tell
heavy.
you, when I text,
You be like.
yes.
Yeah, I'm over here like ping, ping, ping. So maybe this is 5 pounds. What you think? That's 5.
Yeah, this feels like
3 or 5?
No, this feels like 3.
Okay. I don't think this is a pound.
See, I have my little scale at home.
What you doing? Push on weight, Kristen? What you got a scale for?
Sure do.
I knew you
Because
I knew you
the
wasn't
freaking
drunk.
shipping asks, well, how much does the box weigh? And how many pounds? And how many ounces is this? And how many?
I need a
Yeah.
scale. Oh, you know, send me the thing for. Tell me the shipping thing. Ugh. Why is it so much?
Oh, I'm on the wrong phone. Let me finish.
Why is there so much to do?
This shit is.
Oh,
But
shit.
look, if you can do some shadow work, you can definitely do this stuff.
It's just like every time I figure out something, I'm like, yes. There's something.
Oh wait,
It's like,
there's more.
Okay,
we decided to try something different today. And recording.
Carmen, can you call Jack and tell her to go pick up your niece?
Oh yeah, you need the smoke so you can call it back. The podcast
She'll be alright.
will be instant tomorrow.
You know how it looks so different online? The bag looks so much bigger.
Oh, dear.
It just looks, but you can't tell.
So what are you gonna use for that? For
I was gonna make some oil.
I haven't done the it's fine. I should
Do it over. Hey, how you doing? Are you out and about by any chance? We just finished recording. Can you grab Munchkin? Yeah. Damn. Oh. Right. No, that's fine. Okay. But you're gonna go though, right? Okay. Alright. Can you grab little Munchkin and drop her off for me, babe? Thank you. You're the best. You're the best daddy. Oh, Chrissy walked in. She saw the shoes. She's like, oh, look, Johnny and Mia. I was like, girl, Jay put that thing front and center. The ornament. Yeah, we just finished our
Johnny's
live.
probably
It was
like,
pretty
man.
cool.
It was very cool.
Yes. Yes. It was fun. We had
Video
fun.
didn't save yet though. Just so you know. Could call when I was.
Yeah. Carmen jumped off for a little minute too. Yeah. You know, Carmen's always supportive.